The match of the century.
Two massive fan bases clashing.
For the first match against 100 Thieves, we're not gonna be thinking about them. We're gonna be thinking about us, and we're gonna be playing like a team.
Oh my gosh! To end it, first misses, the second does not! Showstopper comes back in! Oh my goodness! 5 HP per second, it's Austin gets 3! Austin not able to do it the fourth for him!
We don't have the option of starting slow because our first match is single-elim.
We'll come in confident. We'll come in prepared.
How does Bang do this? 4 seconds, he's gotta go! Oh my gosh, he does it! What a shot! You couldn't have asked for more. Cryo, round the side, ace to finish!
I honestly think that we don't even care that much about the hype. It doesn't matter who we're gonna face it. We just need to win against everybody.
In the North American VALORANT scene, 2 teams have swallowed up all the Twitch views, merch sales, and social media discourse like a clout Death Star. It's, of course, Sentinels and 100 Thieves. Look, I mean, guys, let's just be honest here. There's a good chance you're probably hearing me on a co-stream right now, so I just want to say, hello, Tarek and Kaide. Hope you guys are doing really well. In any case, so today marks the 12th meeting of North America's 2 most popular teams. They've been here since the beginning. 100 Thieves took down Sentinels on their way to winning First Strike way back in 2022, or 2020. That's how far back it felt. And then Sentinels won the first ever international event at Masters Reykjavik 2021. Now, over the years, we've seen coaching changes, rebuilds. Remember when Shroud came out of retirement? Heck, Hiko was on 100 Thieves playing as well. The current rosters of these teams have faced off only once in the opening match of VCT Americas, and a hard-fought 2-1 victory for Sentinels set the stage for the rest of the year. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to VCT Americas LCQ and our second match of the day. 100 Thieves takes on Sentinels. Of course, I'm Golden Boy, joined by Wyatt, Mimi, Baby Bay. This is going to be awesome. And look, as I mentioned at the top of this, these organizations, they have a history competing against one another. These rosters actually don't, Wyatt. They're very, besides that one time that they played against one another.
Yeah, they played at the top of the season, like literally the very first game. But yeah, I mean, you can even see by the follower count, you know, they've taken a bit of a different approach as of late. 100 Thieves,
yes, analyze this.
Yeah, I'll analyze the player followers for you, GB.
Thank you.
100 Thieves, they opted for more of the, you know, building up the talent, the player development, where Sentinels, they can't resist the forbidden fruit of signing streamers. They just can't help it. So we'll see if the big name acquisitions can come up over top of, you know, these players that 100 Thieves have been trying to develop into new stars.
I just love the way that the delicious fruit of clout. It just sounds so ridiculous. Well, all right, well, let's go ahead and talk, though, about the last time these 2 teams played. Mimi, it was week 1. We were starry-eyed, full of hope, and it ended up being quite the banger of a matchup. Sentinels 100 Thieves really delivered.
Yeah, to harken all the way back, both these teams had such high expectations. People saw Sentinels roster at the beginning of the year, and despite the failure at lock-in, we're like, okay, this could be a super team. We have world champions coming in and joining a squad that already had some insane individuals. And for 100 Thieves as well, it was this squad that had performed so well. Ended 2022 on a bang with their run at champions. Made a, honestly, pretty simple upgrade in Cryo, or so we thought at the beginning of the year. But both these squads struggled in their trajectory. And as you can see on the timeline here, it really was turmoil for both these teams in their rosters. It started all the way back in week 2. 100 Thieves lose their assistant coach. Then Sentinels goes around week 3. They drop their head coach. New players get picked up in the sub position. Marv comes in instead of TenZ for Sentinels. And then right at the very end, the IGL goes out in def. TenZ comes back into the roster. It was this constant chopping and changing of members for this Sentinel squad that just left them with such a chaotic season.
Yeah, and I think what's going to be a big factor into this matchup mainly is going to be, for Sentinels, they're going to have to hit the heads. You know, like they're coming in, Jimmy's IGLing. He's done it before on FaZe. I was a part of that. And he was pretty good at it. I'm not going to lie. He was pretty good at it. He tried to wrap up the Shmi together as best as he could, you know? So he has experience doing this, which is like, he's the guy for the job, which is like awesome for him. And on the 100 Thieves side, they need to just play those fundamentals like they did, like what got them here, you know?
Yeah.
Like they were so structured last year, especially with that foundation that Sean got them, you know? So they just need to play to those strengths, and it should be a banger matchup.
Well, and I think, too, you know, it's important to note, right? Like, we saw the timeline here, but it really does feel like both of these teams having a very similar trajectory, very different paths, but similar outcomes, if you will, Mimi.
Yeah, it was almost exactly the same. They had 4 to 5, just a moment away from making it into playoffs, which was honestly really tragic for both these squads. 100 Thieves, it was stolen away by losing to MIBR right at the very end. And for Sentinels, it was kind of this long run where they were so rough in the middle of the season, but had this like little bit of a resurgence right at the end that kind of gave people hope now for LCQ.
Yeah, and going all the way back to the beginning of the timeline, week 1 when these teams played, that match actually had really big implications as the rest of the season had gone on. It actually really hurt 100 Thieves. And I think the team has changed a decent amount since then. That was not the best era for the team at all. In fact, I think that was probably the worst time for this team since they've created this Bang, Derek, Stellar roster that they've had for this past. It's been about a year now. And it really, for them, it's about that month and a half off, getting out of that slump, fixing what was plaguing them throughout that 9-week run of that they were on.
Yeah. And I think that, they were both like really, both teams were really just trying to find out who's going to be the players to step up, who's going to be the one that's like really contributing. And I think, when you talk about these two teams, you have to talk about Asuna as well as Zekin. Baby Bay, I want to start with you on this one, my friend. Played against these guys, played with these guys, you know what they're capable of, and you know that they're demons on the server. Are you expecting a big game from both of these players today?
Yeah, I definitely think this is going to be a matchup for the books. I mean, Zekin has only been getting better and better and better as he's like developed as a player and getting used to the stage. And he was like cracked out in their last couple matches, I'm not gonna lie. And then same with Asuna, like every time this guy is on Raze, and I hope we get to see him on Raze a little bit more this series, he goes off and drops amazing numbers. I mean, look, this is on Raze, right? He's phenomenal on Raze. So it's like, I'm really excited to see these two young guns battle it out.
Yeah, and while not being the two biggest stars that you look to with these teams normally, they're the two guys that I think was the best player for their respective team throughout all of the turmoil that both these rosters went through in the regular season. Zekin in particular, he comes in as the highest statistically rated player from Americas except OSPA, so therefore the highest coming into LCQ here, and he was performing so consistently. He was also having to flex all around with all his roster changes. He was the guy picking up new roles, playing the Raze, playing the Initiator, flexing over to like a Smokes for one match. It was ridiculous, the amount that was being asked of both these guys that are still relatively young, but their flexibility and just insane individual performances is what helped to make the rocky seasons as close to making playoffs as they were.
Yeah, and of course, as we look at these rosters and continue to break down the players, I think another matchup that's also going to be very pivotal, very important to talk about, why it's going to be Cryo and Tens, right? Because again, two players that have had their ups and downs throughout the year, but the pressure that sits on these two players' back is insurmountable, man. It's nuts.
I mean, yeah, both teams star operas. I am keeping a watchful eye on Cryo. You're seeing the clips now, and notice they're from the end of the season because he was in a serious slump in that first half. He started to pick it up towards the end, but it was a serious problem even back to that first game we were talking about where his entrying was really, really struggling. And it wasn't for a lack of setup. It more so looked like his own individual uncomfortability. His opping on defense is always going to be at that highest echelon.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking to how they're actually going to use him in this slightly changed meta. Are they going to have him play more Chamber, with Chamber kind of being back on some of these maps? That could be interesting because that's what he was a god on X set. And on the other hand, Tens has just been really up and down. He's had some amazing games, which coincidentally have all come from when Sen have double duelist. When he's the solo duelist, though, he has struggled.
Yeah, I think both these players' biggest issue throughout the season was struggling with getting opening kills on the attacking side and having to be that proactive solo duelist that has been meta. They had to rely a lot of the times on the double duelist comps for Sentinels or on switching on over for Asuna or Zekin to be able to pick up that role. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play and how they recover today.
Oh, yeah, we have so much more to discuss regarding this matchup, and trust me, it's going to be a banger. Coaches Kaplan and Mikes are standing by for map picks and bans, so let's see where we're headed. Take it away.
Sentinels, Thieves, welcome to LCQ. Sentinels, you are the highest seed, so we get the selection of either Team A or Team B. What would you like?
Team B.
Team B. So Thieves, you'll be Team A. And for your first map ban, Thieves? Ascent. And your second map?
Van Haven.
Van Haven. Thieves, your first map pick?
Pick Pearl.
Thieves pick Pearl. And your side selection?
Defense.
Defense. And Sentinels, you have the second map pick?
Pick Split.
Sentinels pick Split. And for your side? Defense. And for your third map ban? You guys have, yes. Ban Fracture. Sentinels, your last map ban?
And Lotus.
Lotus. So the desired map will be on Bind. And what side would you like, Thieves? Defense. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. First map ban is Ascent by Thieves. Sentinels ban Haven. First map pick by Thieves is Pearl, and Sentinels will be on defense. The second map will be Split by Sentinels, and then Thieves will be on defense. And the decider map will be Bind with 100 Thieves on defense. Good luck to you both.
Thank you.
Riot Games Arena, it is finally time for the match that you have all been waiting for. The North American Showdown begins right here, right now. Give it up for our first team, it's 100 Thieves!
Move with the gang, boy, but I know what it is when I land. Goes on deck, gonna roll, gonna smoke, my man don't need no stress. 24/7 don't need no rest. Man's on the road, don't need no test. Who's making bets? And I wanna know who's making threats. Man's out here trying to take them checks. Painting on my side and she breaking necks. Money on my mind when I wake in bed. Walking the chin, start baking bread. Any violations, breaking eggs. Clean up, I ain't making mess. I got a vision that I gotta go get. Stick to the plan, stick to the process. 24/7, us man are on flex. Life is a gamble, play it like chess. Them man are high, them man are on press. Money in the bank, that's for the interest. New spots that I ain't been yet. And my G's on a private jet. And new levels that I gotta get set. Still new gal that I gotta get wet. I told them man there, I come to shower it down. Come through with the word power and sound for the penny and pound. Watch your henny go down. Spin man's head like a merry go round, it's me. Man, I got bars like DWE. Man, I from East like DWE.
And facing 100 Thieves is their North American rival. Can they reign supreme today? Give it up, it is the Sentinels!
It's a matchup that we've all been waiting for, the clout matchup between Sentinels and 100 Thieves. But what makes the stakes even higher for this one, it's an elimination game. Win here, you move on, you'll go and meet Cloud9. Lose, your season is done yet again, Mimi.
These are the two teams that came into Americas with such high expectations. The North American squads whose fans have always expected greatness. For both of them, I think it was a disappointment in the regular season, an inch away from making it to playoffs, to trying to fight for that chance in Tokyo. But now there's only one last shot to make it to champions, and with single elimination to start, only one of these squads can continue.
It's 100 Thieves trying to prove that they've still got what it takes to play at the top level in this post-Sean Garrett's era. The community has been so critical of the team in this year that thinking the fundamentals are gone, what made them great is gone, and this is their last chance to actually bring it back.
Yeah, and I'm very excited to see what Sentinels have cooked up, because when we first saw them, they were only a team for like a week?
Yeah.
So now with more time under their belt, you know, let's see if they got, you know, some good foundation going on right now too.
But the thing is, they were only ever a team for a week or two. This roster was getting changed left and right throughout that regular season. It never felt like they had that time to develop. Whereas on the other side, 100 Thieves' whole mantra has been building up these new players, sticking to this project that they started a year ago, and trying to finally return to that greatness that they found at the very end of the year. And I suppose for the side of Sentinels, the question is, was this the right choice? Are these 5 players the best route forward to try and make an LCQ run?
They're certainly the 5 best individual players of all the players that they've had in this mixed roster. But that doesn't necessarily mean the chemistry is going to be the best. That's been proved time and time again in TAC FPS, period. And into the agents, like, we're on Pearl. This is 100 Thieves' pick. It was their ban all season, which I thought was a terrible choice because every other team was floating it, and they never actually got to ban the best map of the opposing team. So we're going to see what they have here with it as their pick. I'm hoping, and of course, they must have gone hard in the offseason.
All right, Zekken's locking in the Jet instead of Tens. I actually like that. I think Sentinels
the crowd was confused.
I think they look better when they were playing with Zekken on the primary duelist. It gave more flexibility to Tens to not have to have the pressure of always being the guy diving in on the attack. But on defense, that puts into question, what is Tens' role? We only ever see this guy on Jet.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's going to be playing here. Maybe KO. I've seen him dabble with KO before on Icebox, you know, so...
Looks like it could be the guard comp here with the
yeah,
Sova.
I am expecting the KO here. Solo controller, yep.
All right, so two teams with very different approaches. 100 Thieves is actually modifying the good old-fashioned Harbor Viper with those Viper nerfs. They go Omen instead, and Tens locks in the KO.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good call, Baby Bay. He had played that in the past. He had some good moments on it. But this 100 Thieves comp, what is happening here with the Omen? They loved the Omen before. It was like them on Icebox.
All right, well, this is it. Riot Games Arena, I'm going to need you to make some dang noise as we get ready for this matchup. It's 100 Thieves versus Sentinels, and we're going to send it over to two excellent casters. It's Brent and Sideshow.
Yeah, let's get to it here. Sentinels versus 100 Thieves, Josh. Some people call it the Clout match. Some people call it the Clown Fiesta. Some people call it Battle of the Mid, but potentially Battle of the Century is how it's been gassed up as well. We're going to see these two teams about a month and a half of practice, of preparation to really get into this and sort out some of these problems.
And we didn't really know what to expect. And already the roles, the compositions themselves,
completely wild.
The map picks even have kind of thrown out the window compared to what you would expect. But this entire year has been expectation versus reality for these two teams. The expectations were enormous for these massively clouted organizations and rosters, and both failed to meet the mark. They didn't even make playoffs. And now for one of these teams, this single match loss is going to define and damn their 2023 run. It is cruel, it is unfair, and it is time to step up. One of these squads is going to be ending right here.
Entire culmination of 2023 for the VCT season. Exactly right, Josh. It all ends for one team here, getting started in the pistol round. First contact, Cryo hunting for the head. Hoping to take off Marvs, but it's going to be out of there. Just farming up the orb, nice and slow for this beginning.
100 Thieves running the Omen. I mean, on the defense side, B-Long has changed drastically. They're committing really quickly. This is all a fake.
Absolutely. The Cove over the top, along with the flash. There's pull rotations. 3 players of Sentinels fully anchored up. They're going to be hearing it. Yeah, footsteps. Rumbling now. Straight down B-Long and trying to take themselves onto the side dash. Towards the side, Zekken. He is safe, and he lands 2 of the shots, bringing down Stella. There's an opening. A few more.
Bad smoke.
Yeah, smoke just slightly off there. Players not able to get themselves into the B site. Big collection of players now. 40 seconds left. Plenty of time to pivot.
And Cryo didn't die on that fake, right? He committed so deep into the Cove and yet still survived, which actually allows 100 Thieves to be able to rotate back over towards him.
30
Don't think
seconds
Cryo
left.
has the best information in the world here. But with Marv the only player that's hard anchoring the site, calling for reinforcements as Tens meets him. Sentinels do not have a ton of players here to stop this hit.
Yeah, they don't. They're going to have to put this one up for now. No, just spam straight through it. The high tide. Bringing out one of the players. Bang. The plant. Their advantage not there for them. 100 Thieves going to have to take some risks. Want to try and win out this pistol round. Fully grouped up. No chances really being taken here by Sentinels, making sure they've got all their players now starting to move up onto the side. And here's the attempt here. Into mid, potential abound. Kills traded up, damage and shots landed. Players are weak, but it's all cleaned up. So, Sentinels taking the pistol out for our opening.
And a huge spam kill from Tens to be able to start that one out, right? As 100 Thieves enter into the site, Cryo just does so much damage. Tens playing a line from Flowers all the way down towards default. And it's a very different composition that both of these teams are running. And Pearl has seen changes. We tried to walk you through them yesterday. Don't know how well we did at there. But one of the crucial changes being that the B-long kind of area between screens and the generator now can be covered by a single smoke. And that is going to open up tons of different compositions that, as you see from Sentinels, can be Viperless.
You're seeing the Omen and the Astra more playtime in the Americas. Could be part of the reason. Dart dealt with a lot of damage done.
We saw so many thrifties in the first match of today. I don't think we should be expecting anywhere near the same amount in this match. But there is still a lot of danger when people like Cryo have sheriffs in their hands.
A large gap in mid. Just in terms of util to watch these angles. I mean, they've got no control of Ard on the defensive side here, so there could be some lurks with Cryo in that position. Players as well walking right into the sideline. There's damage done with a shot. locking these players down. Bang quite weak. It's a labored approach, isn't it?
Yeah, Zekken is just re-exploring in here. Missing the angle.
Swing, yeah.
But all of these players, without armor, should be able to get picked up fairly easily here by Sen.
And it looks like the overall game plan is just approaching either side of the map, farm up the orbs for 100 Thieves, wherever they can.
And we've seen these compositions, at least from the side of Sen, being run by a bunch of teams recently. I mean, we're thinking about the teams that have been playing recently in Ascension for North America, or the Americas, I should say, though it was the 2 North American teams there up in the final, running compositions like this.
100 Thieves to get a move on here. Swarming into the side, but again, it's that gun advantage all the way for Sentinels. Second.
That's the perfect player to be farming up those kills. Oh, yeah. Getting off the no-scopes against the players with no armor, and now he's built up almost to the Blade Storm. They can try and play for that one. Take an orb over towards A. Get him a Blade Storm, start him popping off. And it might be a bit strange to see Zekken on that primary duelist role. They've run him in that spot before. Yeah. You know, partly when Tens was out of the roster too. But Zekken is super flexible, extremely good, and overall better at that tip of the spear when it comes to the attack side, which is something we'll talk about in a little bit. But for now, it looks like Zekken's going to want to fight over that A-orb, as I was mentioning.
Get the knives online. It's going to be quite massive on the bonus round. That's a bit more bite behind it. We see it. Trailblazers are going to be used to clear into art.
Yeah, and 100 Thieves have been putting
clearance.
a serious focus on art control, and they haven't run into really anything. A lot of the time you'll get an alarm bot here or a turret. That's not been the case from Pancada.
It's wide open on the defense.
It is, and also that means that when Sentinels made that push out into A main, they started rotating people to B, thinking that, okay, there's nobody in A main at all. It can't really be an A hit. But you see the positioning of 100 Thieves right now. They've got Cryo so incredibly deep off the back of this mid, being left wide open. Someone needs to be watching water if you don't have Killjoy utility there.
Got to be aware of it. If you are Sentinels, gaps in your defensive protocol. Water is being watched for, just in sewers here. Zekken, dash now popped. And there it is, yeah, Tens. A watchful eye kept. They realized that that was a weakness. Cryo going down, it hands over a rifle on top of it. Sentinels looking primed and ready here, potentially to do more than just damage, maybe even win the round out. Spamming down the cove, damage.
30 seconds left.
Undone to Asane, he's walked himself into this 4 positions. Plaid denied. It's all going to pot, really, isn't it? Sentinels making the most. The dash to disengage here. It's disjointed play. Knife still in the back pocket, but time is just running too damn low here with 12 seconds remaining. 100 Thieves, they need to get a move on. Here in the reload, spam onto it. There it is. Shot darts, a lineups abound. And no more time at all. It's a bonus round conversion.
And guns donated. Sentinels will be happy about that one. Great start for this squad. And I don't think it's a bad idea for Cryo to try and get aggressive there. Of course, he's got to know that most teams are going to be watching water in that kind of situation. But compared to what we saw throughout the season, which was Cryo sometimes failing to get as aggressive as he should be or act on opportunities on their attack side, I really don't mind him occasionally going for plays like that.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen it synced up though with the rest of his team pushing onto the side.
Sure, some
because
kind of distraction.
Some distraction for that. It's good signs, I think, that 100 Thieves has spotted that's a potential weakness. You can work your way into mid and lurk through if they're not committing any Killjoy utility towards it.
This is fast.
Yeah, it's fast. But the Stingers in their hands. Still some danger. Fully grouped up now, 4 of them. To Ali as Pancado wants to hold his ground and hold down the line. Still high tide in his face. Forced back, pushed back, Sassy anchoring. Pulls back a horse here. He is alone and he needs some support. But listen, what else is there? Just a rifle brought down in the end and watching for the trade.
Rough from Pancada. That's the first time he's been challenged. Kind of fell over, unable to support his compatriot there.
Troll onto the side, wide swing, marked! Taking off heads. Taking names off the list on top of it, a 3-piece. And he salvaged the operation completely. So much danger in that round when they give up the sight in that fashion, but
show me where to go.
Always why I marked.
The savior for Sentinels there.
Yeah.
Avoiding that thrifty round. Remember, this is a player that came in after, of course, Marv, fantastic tenure as a player, you know, in the past, but was thinking of taking it chill this year and just being a content creator. You know, He'd be the one doing the co-stream at this point, had things gone differently perhaps for Sentinels.
Certainly.
But brought in. And he was instrumental in them getting a few more wins on the table, but a lot of those were against teams towards the bottom of the barrel. And for Sentinels, yeah, they started to look a little better towards the end of the season when TenZ came back into the squad and Marv was there. You know, they replaced their IGL, replaced their entire leadership. To be honest, Sentinels looked like a revolving door. But what that's also meant is they never really got time to practice properly. And this has been their first opportunity to really have some focused time. I mean, we could run you through the entire timeline, but TLDR, Sentinels have had barely a couple weeks after each major shift to try and get things sorted.
Musical chairs. The desk, I mean, they showcased it. They had a graphic as well in the pre-show.
But it goes back even further to like January when they were really making those moves. But yeah, an attempt at a super team that did really end up being yeah, musical chairs. I think you're bang on there. And this might be our first chance at really seeing them at their real potential. And it's late in the year, but they do call it last chance for a reason. You've got a chance.
There's that pressure on both of these teams' shoulders in terms of showing up. High expectations. The fan bases on either side.
Adjustments here. Zekken looking to move his way forwards. There's Killjoy utility for information now in mid. So Pancada playing A instead of B, swapped with the operator player. And this is so insanely
What?
I mean...
Yeah, I mean, just sticking the TP.
Just a read that they weren't really expecting anybody from Sentinels to be playing that in that area, but I'm sure you can hear that teleport from a while away. Definitely something pre-cooked, but overcooked.
Yeah, bang cleaned up.
And Cryo's in the same position again.
Yeah, definite game plan here from 100 Thieves to try and work your way and exploit into mid. That's why you're seeing SEN. They made the adjustments with their Killjoy setup. You pointed that out just at the beginning of this round, Josh.
But also Cryo's used one of his cloud bursts, I believe, to try and dodge that Killjoy utility. Probably used it to get a timing past the turret, though we weren't watching his POV.
Grouped up though. Turret's broken. Big ults online if they wanted to try and make the most of it. Updraft onto the box, a high ground angle.
Any chance of seeing Marv's haircut?
Hunts him for the head. Marv though is safely tucked. Reckoning though is going to clear its way. You can see it. Golden Trails over the top into his face. Marv brought down, running him down into the back of the site. That's the spike planted. Get themselves into the post-plant position. Asuna close to the corner, spraying it down. He's on Cryo watching his back hot flash play round to the side. The flash did connect. Then still alive and kicking, and distractions abound, isn't it? Cryo wasn't aware of that repush. Here's the lockdown. Has to be broken. It needs to be a push onto this one because it's putting that time pressure now onto Sentinels. Sassy still taking a fight, but TenZ is going to back away from this into the 1v1. Knife broken. Time starting to tick away, starting to run short. Tap onto the spike to force it. Jump spot from Derek. He knows he's not on it, knows he's not sticking it. He's playing it perfectly. It's impeccable. The patience is there. TenZ forced to take the fight close and personal, but will not win it.
Remember what a monster Derek was in the clutch at last year's LCQ. Both of these teams are going to need somebody to be in insane form at least to go on a run like that if they want a chance of being able to make it to champions. Could Derek find that form again? Played that clutch immaculately. And not just that, but the pressure coming out from the lockdown really forced Sentinels to make a move forwards and then split up. I mean, Sassy committed to it. TenZ had to back up. Rough situation for them that opens a slight crack in the door here for 100 Thieves.
Again, it's that mid-control. Yeah. 100 Thieves are putting so much emphasis onto this. Every single round is what it feels like, but barely getting that first one on the cards here. Money's not too good, but Cryo does have the Bladestorm, leading it in with a Trailblazer. A lot of space to be gained. There's a drone. Don't body block me. Get me out of there. Here's a Hunter's Fury. You really expecting this from this particular angle? What a prediction. Sassy, it was accidental for the first, catching onto Bang, but it lit him up.
I've got your trail.
No time wasted. See if they can set their sights towards that. Maybe a bit of a rotation now into A.
Here.
But it made it so obvious. Sentinels have been able to fully rotate almost. 4 players now just waiting behind. Plan. We're hearing this now. Playing for that full retake.
Look how aggressive Asuna is in these kind of situations. It's part of what makes 100 Thieves dangerous in these spots. It's not necessarily Cryo pushing forwards.
Everyone scatters as soon as they're into the post plant here.
This was
Thieves.
the same thing that 100 Thieves have done on multiple of their post plants. Create pressure forwards, make it feel like they're playing on site, and then go back and clear any flanks.
Diffuse, Sassy. Is there anything to stop this? Hello, half, all the way.
No,
damage done. You can't be getting away with that.
I mean, that's not even based off the Cove or anybody pushing forwards to relieve pressure.
Yeah, it's all giggles in the SEN camp, isn't it?
I mean, they know they got away with it. They just stole that.
I mean,
it was a fairly even situation. They certainly could have won it off their own merit, but I mean, is there a kill that makes somebody think that they've taken down the diffuser? Possibly. You know, Stella takes down Marv. Maybe they thought that was the person sticking.
Yeah, I mean, we can touch on the compositions a tad. When you play those very safe post plants, the first protocol you're going to have is an Astra pull. They're only going to
Yeah.
They don't have an Astra pull for that. You've got to face it with some bodies, and they were playing incredibly safe.
And I mean, guess what else you also don't have? The Viper Orb and the Snake Bites to play those post-plant positions. So I really don't quite understand why 100 Thieves are playing so passively in post-plant setups. But they have clear, structured protocols about it. You see them doing the same thing every time they're planting on A. Forward pressure, go back, check flanks. At the moment, though, Sentinel's not flanking. All of the A retakes have been coming from Flowers and Secret.
It's the same laser focus into mid here.
And it's also the same eco round. Remember, last time they had an eco barrel down B-Link with Stingers. This time more towards the Sheriff line, but it's the same game plan.
Trying to watch him.
Here.
Paranoia used in response for that pull. Has delayed this one, though. Sassy looking to try and take the fight anyway with the rifles up close as an aimer. Routine, spraying it down. The bullets left to try and finish the job here. Still getting really close into the Hall's angle, but 6-1. Dominant scoreline for Sentinels. They are fully in control of this.
Well, Brian, at least it was Sentinel's map pick.
Ah. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah. And that really is, I mean, I don't mean that to say that 100 Thieves are done if they lose this map, but more so that there are so many unknowns after you haven't faced an opponent like this or seen any VOD footage for such a long time. You know that they're going to be making new stuff up, and the map vetoes in these kind of situations are more just, I guess, about your own gameplay rather than trying to get rid of anything from your opponent. Although, having said that, both teams actually went with banning one of their opponent's best maps during the regular season.
Oh. Potential for a fight. It's a flash repeat play, Sen. Taking away the orb, setting up the op onto the angle as well. But again, it's mid once more. Cryo. It's pushed up here. Lombard at his feet. Bit of damage there.
And with all of the space that 100 Thieves have towards the center of the map, you would think that they'd be able to execute some of these splits and create pressure. But instead, the anchoring, the spam, and actually a lot of the retaking over towards A has worked really nicely. Are we just going to see a repeat of the pistol here?
We'll see if Cryo as well waits for the pressure from the rest of his team.
And here is a little bit of pressure. They can hear people barreling through Art. So Tens pulls away just a moment.
It really is tepid,
but look, now Tens can focus forwards because he's pulled Pancada over.
Yeah.
So Cryo's never really getting a moment to go for that push.
30 seconds remaining. Everybody running right through alley once more. Grouped up, two players. Familiar sights here. Pancada and Sassy. Both of them grouped up. It's a cove towards the middle of the site. Cryo dashing forwards to cut up some of the potential angles, and the site is going to get cleared out. So, a plant.
First time, really, that we're seeing Sentinels fully retake on the B site. More so flood defending in general over here.
High tide in their face makes it difficult. Get past any of this one. Waiting for the players as well to get into position.
Last time,
divide.
Marv was the savior over in back halls.
Yeah, flash. Forwards, knife as well to push them even further back there. Bit of suppression onto 100 Thieves. Can't use the util. There's damage done. There's a kill found as well. Cryo, slight jiggle. Wide swing as well. Coordinated, grouped up with the rest of them. The crossfire setup is perfect. Nobody can really even get going and get moving. Marv, 4 kills time though. It's ticking, he'd have to stick it. And he doesn't know where the last player is. Safety from Derek, just playing the long sight line. So a second round on the board for 100 Thieves.
How's everyone feeling? But such an expensive one. Great. And they're gonna be able to buy back in here. But when you account for the utility too, it might be a bit scrappy. It looks like it's gonna be double Bulldog. Which isn't great, but at least it gives them a lifeline to hold on to. And Sen are about to get up within the next couple of rounds to a lot of large ultimates that they can use to rob any momentum away.
Yeah.
Tactical timeout being called here.
An absolute Sisyphus level of performance, I think, for 100 Thieves here. A constant uphill battle. They win a round, their economy gets knocked anyway.
Yeah.
This is the 2 rounds that they've won. They've been knocked down to the half bite. That's probably why they're using the second timeout now.
And both of these teams have struggled throughout the regular season with how they play post plans. They've only been winning about 60% of the time. Now, the best teams in the world are going to be winning 80% plus of their post plan situations. And for these two, I mean, that's one of the reasons why the more cynical among the fans have dubbed this the Battle of the Mid. Because both teams did struggle during the regular season in you know, aspects like that, what the post plan looks like, how well they've been able to generate those first kills.
That's what the break's for, Josh.
Exactly.
Opportunity to shore up the problems, remove them entirely.
And remember that 100 Thieves not particularly a massive favorite to be able to go on that run last year's LCQ. Every time you have a tournament like this, which is about form and what you bring to the few matches that you have to play instead of a marathon, you can get unexpected results.
Yeah.
I mean, Crew are showcasing that, right?
Get that uptick in performance.
Shutting them down.
It comes online at the right time. Maybe go on a bit of a tear. That's what both of these teams are going to be hoping for, because really, the entire VCT 2023 season lands down to this match.
Okay, so there was a triple face into mid there. Cryo didn't get tagged by the flash, didn't get spotted by any of the players peeking, and can now feed information back to the rest of his team.
Really early dash to be popped.
I think it's very unlikely they're going to be playing over A main from what Cryo's already seen in mid, but they're going to be cautious about it anyway and use a flash, use a cascade, make sure that they build up this ultimate too.
Yeah, reckoning to try and push themselves onto the side, but look at SEN. 4 players grouped up, and they look like they want to try and delay and flood in, maybe, potentially. Stuns. Tens, the movement. He's out of there. Safety for it. Marv, he wants to try and take the fight anyway. Towards the back, spam into it. Right into the smokes. There's the Pearl we know and love.
Yeah, the spam has been successful so far for SEN defending on this side.
Oh, what is Bang cooking? The smoke dissipates. There's a pop flash play round 2. Right through it. Sassy able to trade this one, still taking the duels. Force of back damage. It's done to Pancada. Stella is left alone. It's a 1v2.
And the spike is so deep.
Yeah, it's in the complete back of the site. He's lucky nobody was watching for it. Tap on. Just to see if he can bait out one of the players. Force a 1v1 to maybe equalize out this player disadvantage, but so much to do here for the IGL of 100 Thieves. No time to do it. There's 12 seconds. Running wide, Zekken faces it. Confidence is there.
And Sentinels are just eating up these A site hits. 100 Thieves are going forwards, getting caught in their forward positions while they try and create pressure. There doesn't seem to be a protocol to get the plant down while the pressure is occurring. And then they don't have a good game plan for being able to stop the retake from happening either. I mean, you would expect this kind of situation for Stella to get into a forward position, pop down the lockdown early, and make sure that they have that area. 100 Thieves on another eco. Both times have sent it through B-Link so far. This is a change.
Yeah. It's a clash and a brawl here. Right up close, trying to fight over the orb. Lit up. Pull, delaying, pulling the players back. That is messy. But his team's backing him up, so Marv will be at least avenged. And they need to defend that rifle that was dropped a little bit prior. This is up against the eco, of course.
One enemy remaining.
Close to the corner. Yeah, they know exactly where he is. 8-2. Absolute field day for Sentinels.
We know the drill.
Yeah, the Thieves just cannot find a way around this. Sentinels are playing their situations really nicely. They're playing to drop off A and spam so that they have favored retakes. Then they're playing to flood defend B. Neither of those plans are failing so far, so they just keep running it. I mean, this looks like Zekken's going to take the operator over towards B to begin with. Now, last time he was playing with Sassy. When he was playing B long before, he wasn't alone. This now looks like he's very isolated.
Yeah, no support from Util. Smoke propped up to cross Cascade as well.
Good awareness. Yeah. I mean, he realizes that that's danger instantly.
Trying to play another angle, though, towards the back of Halls. That was a flash over the top by Tens to try and set him up, but it was a bit disjointed. It wasn't quite synced up well enough. Seconds like, oh my god. Let me get out of there. Full retake going to be played here with a lockdown. That's going to clear a path for 100 Thieves now to get this plant down.
Sassy's ult should be excellent at getting rid of Cryo.
Right into the bag of horse, flash round to it, damage, and it's all set up. It's done, it's boundless. Shorty up close. Still, kills found. That's bang into mid. He'll be backing away, but he has to be that extra level. Extra element here. Very passive play. Cosmic Divide in their face, pushing forward. Onto it, the new changes. Marked. He's making the most of it.
He knows that Bang was over towards B-Link.
Yeah.
Bang was so far away.
That's it, he knows. Bang has to just run it down. What a play.
Marked is looking like an absolute menace on B. Every time 100 Thieves have gone towards this area of the map, Marked on the retake or helping by flooding into the site has been immaculate.
And 100 Thieves, they can't catch a break.
I don't understand the decision making from Bang here. I think he like faked a teleport or something. He ran all the way back into mid, used his ultimate, didn't connect with the rest of the team, and is nowhere near. Now, having said that, even if he'd rotated, didn't have a great chance of being able to win this 1v1. The SEN game plan is working. Their coordination looks so much better than we saw during the regular season. And the area that they were struggling the most, Bren, was on their attack side. And they might not even have to play that much attack on Pearl. I mean, they are racking it up.
Potentially 10-2 half. 100 Thieves, one last chance here in the half. Angle blocked off here.
I've got your
With the operator, but oh yeah, seeking to disrespect it. That's Cryo up drag with the knives. He's favored there. Dash round to it. Stunned up. Flex an easy one onto 10s, but Marv's still there, anchoring towards the back of the site. Smoke's there. Look at the crosshair placement. It's immaculate. Marv has been frying. He's equalized it into a 3 versus 3 now. Back in the side, compromise. Smoke fades, almost resetting the aim in time, but eventually
the smoke,
down.
the flash missed Pancada.
Yeah, with the dart over it, everybody's distracted. It's chaos. And we'll go down though, forced into the post plant here to reposition into flowers. It's a wraparound by Aston. There's a lockdown in play. It puts down that time pressure. You're gonna have both of you playing off the side here. Pancada seems aware of it. Swarm taken out here, sticking onto the fuse. There's a kill right through the box. Sassy sticking it halfway all the way, swinging it just in time. Stella, he maintains the composure enough to get that third round on the board.
Switching sides.
God. 100 Thieves, they find a very small lifeline towards the end, but otherwise absolute dominance from Sentinels on their defense side. 100 Thieves could barely find an opening there. And even when it was given, it came down to the wire.
Yeah, they've been pushed.
And this is where 100 Thieves were feeling the most confident. This is their map pick. Looking dominant so far from Sen.
Who knows what to expect there as well with the second half, but it's all on the line for it, isn't it? Smix is standing by with NRG's Finesse and Ethos in the co-streaming booth. Let's take it away.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Standing here, or rather sitting here, with Ethos and Finesse. It has been a while since we've seen you guys, but it's great to see you back here at the Riot Games Arena, but for a different reason this time around. I know both of you guys are cheering hard. I see you wearing the Sentinels jersey. You're here being Marv's dad, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay, then as his dad, you must be very, very proud.
I am. I'm very, very proud of him.
Indeed, indeed. As you were watching, as a father figure, were there things that you thought, my son should have done that better, or has it
Honestly,
only been immense pride?
No, he's playing perfectly right now. He's playing perfect.
All right, well, you're playing the difficult role of referee for this match of this century.
Yeah.
I saw as I was sitting there, you were saying, no, if they do this, they can get this round. It sounds like you're actually rooting for 100 Thieves.
Well, you know, I'm a big fan of the underdog, you know, and I want it to be a good game, and I always have faith. I think that they're great players in the server.
We're both looking for a good game. You know,
No,
we want a good
really
game.
Not. He's really just saying it's over.
I swear, I am.
One pistol round, and he said it was over. So.
I mean, yeah, it's a comp diff, it's a clout diff, it's a player diff.
Like, listen to this.
You know
guy.
what I mean?
See, that's why I have to be the ref here. I gotta.
Oh, okay, so as the referee, you're just trying to regulate it from being too one-sided. I know Sam was sitting here wearing a Derek jersey. Was he getting quiet as he watched?
No, he was rooting for Sentinels.
He gave up on that team.
He gave up?
He gave up on the team.
They lost pistol, they lost the bonus, and Sam was like, you know, it's over.
Wait. He needs to wear the jersey. Oh, you You need to wear this jersey.
I know, at this point, I'm going to have to step in.
Oh
You're a
my
horrible
gosh.
fan.
What is this jersey that
Come on,
you
man.
are wearing? Okay. Last question. I know this might sound a little copium, but you know the map isn't over. What do we need to see for this to be a 100 Thieves win?
They have to at least win bonus and 2 gun rounds.
This game needs to restart, and they need to switch comps. That's the only way.
All right. Well, the good news is this is just map 1. We'll see how this map finishes up. For now, let's head back to the casters.
I like how the question was directed at Ethos, and he was looking at Vanessa the whole time. He was like, as he was saying, it's like, they need to win the bonus. Is that right? They need to win the bonus. They need to everything.
God, I love Finesse. Just absolute savage. Yeah, this composition has not really been cooking, and 100 Thieves have been playing so slowly. I think another win condition, though, is that Sentinels completely beef their attacks. I mean, we saw it throughout the regular season. Hopefully that doesn't happen for them. We're looking for improvements in that department. But their attacking first kill rate throughout the season this year was tragic, 38%. I mean, that is, I've never seen numbers that low, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, what's the norm?
I mean, about 50.
Right.
But I mean, for good teams, you're looking up towards nearly 60%. Bad teams normally only down at like 45.
Here we go. Deep engagement towards the back of the site with the dash. Nobody willing to meet. No, that's messy. Sen's trying to go for a bit of a pop flash play, maybe just setting up with the left click. They've got access to the side.
Yeah, look at this flank.
Yeah, 13 health, just trying to wrap around here towards it. The right click's not doing the job here.
They've won the crucial fight because now they can flip the map. I mean, if the 100 Thieves players had been able to hold on to Secret, this flank would have done so much. Nevertheless.
Shot, Cryo. Definitely making the most of this. Paranoia is good. Rips his way through. 2 players blinded up. Now the site's going to be gained. Pushing forward still. Dog collecting, stand up. Setting him up. Sassy. 9 health. Spike in the middle of nowhere. Time not on his side. 100 Thieves.
30 seconds left.
Quick reactions off the rip here. It's looking like the pistol round should be theirs. Every angle is watched for. Smoke fade. Sassy.
Not ready yet.
That's rapid.
Unbelievable crosshair placement, but surely he can't still do this.
12 seconds. Doesn't know where the last player is. Dart to clear through. One of the angles there. 10 seconds remaining. Plant. It's a guessing game. Tag onto it. Hunting for the kill. He has to go for it now. No more time. Running it down. Not enough. It's Bang who plays it safe. The pistol round claim for them.
I'm not sure that was intentional. Bang getting lit up by the final pulse of the recon dart, but it sold a story to Sassy that he was getting pushed and would have to get off the plant. 100 Thieves then. They get the pistol. I'm thinking back to Ethos win conditions. Yep. Pistol, bonus.
It's got to be the bonus.
Okay.
And then a server reset.
Well, hopefully we don't get that. I do not want a lengthy technical timeout during this game.
Listen, don't manifest it.
Yeah.
But it's the right step forwards for any semblance of a comeback. Flash connects. Acknowledgement there. They know that there's a couple of players now taking up that position. So the orb farmed up here for Sentinels.
Bang's used both of his smokes instantly at the start of this round, and Cryo just spams through one to be able to collect the jet on the other side.
About crosshair placement.
Yeah. The first smoke actually used really, really deep over towards the top of B, which is designed to try and keep Pancada, anybody on B, back a little bit and feel a little bit of discomfort were they to prod in that direction. So now with a minute on the clock, Sentinels are only just starting to get over here and just starting to peek down these sight lines.
The goal for them is just to try and farm up the ults.
Yeah, I mean, Sassy's close to one, right?
Yeah.
If you can try and create a play around this in round 15, you've definitely got options.
And none of this util being broken, so good information here for 100 Thieves. Cryo being that rotating player as well, quite fluid around the map. He's just been going from A to B, A to B. There we go. Alarm bot broken. 25 seconds left. Feeling like an exact repeat, honestly, of what we saw in the first half. 100 Thieves will knock down to their eco. Dart towards the back there, spam into the smoke, bringing them down. Tens looking for a plan. Extra money online. There it is. An extension into the round. A few more extra seconds to play with, but how do you make it through this one? One player left standing as Sassy doesn't have the gun for it. Only the classic, can't land the heads. Can't land the shots.
So a fairly clean anti-eco there for 100 Thieves, where Sassy was denied being able to get, you know, a string of kills that would have got the ult online, but they can still try and play for it. So this next round really defines to me whether 100 Thieves are going to be able to get the snowball rolling. Are they going to choose to fight over ultimates here? It's difficult to try and push them both. You can attempt to create a little bit of pressure, but it is tough to really commit to both sides of the map. So you see here, triple stack over towards B long. It looks like they're going to fight for the B orb. And it's the wrong side of the map in terms of tackling Sentinels. They're looking for A pressure. Sassy's going to pick up this orb, and now they can try and put a ton of pressure onto Stella.
Yeah. And there's Fury available. Shock darts, good to try and clear it away in case there is any nano swarms. But look at how defensive that util's placed towards the back of the site there. Dash forwards with the drone. Nano swarms being popped, making sure that Stella has a bit of safety here. But here's the Hunter's Fury, and it's forced him out wide. Beautiful swing. Coordination's there for Sentinels. Damage being done.
And great exec.
Yeah. And pushing even deeper, further forward here. Paranoia is good to try and force one of these fights. Near sighted, yet still lands it. Rifle singing. Let's run and gun with the Spectre. The chance to convert this bonus. Cryo still doing good work. Heal's still online now, and they can pick up a couple of upgrades. It's a 3 versus 3. Rifles in their hands.
And no post-plant utility. It's not planted for Zekken either. Right here. There is a chance here for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, but time is ticking. Zekken, a wider face, and well, yeah, it's the rifles to do the work.
Wow, great coordination from those final 3 players. All swinging at the same time and winning their duels. Popping out from locations that were unexpected. And I love that. One of the big issues for me watching Sen is that it didn't feel like they had a great idea of how to generate advantages at the beginning of rounds during the regular season. And here we see them with a clean exec into A. They had obvious objectives, break the Killjoy utility, get in, flashes to peek into secret. Then they have an extra layer of using that Hunter's Fury to apply tons of pressure. And now we see a big clash over towards A. Both teams fighting.
That flash is brilliant! It's a full connection. And Asa with a rifle. He's just dropped 3 of them. Spike in the middle of nowhere. 2 players left standing here. It's counter spam online here for 10. So Derek is collected. High tide now going to be fading. A smoke dropped down. Bang has actually covered up the spike here. Could be reclaimed, but
just spamming it.
Yeah, just making sure that they can clear the way out. No chance in hell for Pancada to try and reclaim it. He's realized that the round is lost just off of that.
Yeah, they're actually looking to flash into their own smoke there to try and confirm info of whether the spike was around. They just allow it to fade. And Pancada, as you said, in a pretty unwinnable spot. Asna has been so quiet in this map, and then he pulls that one out. 100 Thieves picking the right part of the map to fight over. Exactly where Sentinels were the round prior.
Yeah, what a time to do it. Get a hero play like that online. The flash is perfect.
It just connected on everybody.
I do feel you gotta have some level of Sentinels like, yeah, okay. Nobody was playing anti-flash. Right around the corner. Gotta have some level to it, but...
Yeah, definitely. It's an area that 100 Thieves haven't been fighting over previously, and I think Sen will be creating those systems so that they could dodge flashes like that again. But you'll notice that even if they had somebody anti-flash there, tucked in the corner, the Paranoia would have hit them. So that's a multi-layered approach from 100 Thieves that you don't normal... Yeah, the 1-2 punch of flashes to blind people even when they're doing the right thing against the guiding light. And that's the kind of thing that actually is going to catch teams off guard because they're so unused to playing against Omens on this map. Even teams that are dispensing with the Viper are opting more towards Astra than Omen at all. Could this comeback be a bit of a reality here?
It's 10-6. 100 Thieves, they didn't convert the bonus, but I think the follow-up round is important. You can feel the amount of pressure it applies to Sentinels, forcing them to take this time out. The tail end of it here. What adjustments are going to be made? Are they going to recognize that there's that heavy fight over the orbs?
Yeah, and look at the buy. Sentinels are forcing here with double Spectre. And the Spectre, double Stinger. And the Stinger players don't even have full armor.
Yeah, this is bottom of the barrel, but trying to take it to them. Interesting decision. I mean, I think 100 Thieves still have money to buy for next, even if they do end up losing this round, but...
Yeah, it's putting it all on the line here for Sen.
I'm just trying to play this one. Deep flash that was sent forwards. Pull to punish. That was the call. Here's the no command. Pulsing out now. Have to respect this and give up this space, but look at this flank attempt again by 100 Thieves. They've got the Seekers to lead the way. They're going to be taking up art control. They know this one's clear.
But they gave up on the long flank that they did on the pistol, opting instead to push along with the Seekers. And this plant position for Sen, very different to what 100 Thieves were going for, if they ever got the plant down on A.
But there's a real chance here that the players at the back of the site can get squeezed here. Main has been smoked off. It's Cryo. Wants to take the 5-pop flash play. Tends to set this one up, but top of the box, Marved. Overstaying is welcome. Flash to set it up into the back. Cryo doesn't feel comfortable enough to swing and try and take the fight, but here's the defuse. Time to be stuck. Spotting the player out, fully blinded. Set up for it still. Damage is done, but the kills are claimed. It's 100 Thieves winning another one.
And both times that 100 Thieves have gone for this triple push into mid, flanking the A, it doesn't matter where they come from, as long as they can get behind, they're getting value. What are you doing to Timmy? Leave him alone.
3 rounds, that's the difference.
Sen have got to start slowing things down now. I mean, they've got a great option. They must be realizing at this point that the heavy A commits are occasionally prompting out this triple flank. So you can try and go for a fake. Remember, all the way back on the pistol round, 100 Thieves themselves ran like a fake push into A. Sentinels could go for something similar and trying to catch it in mid.
There's a clash. Paranoia is beautiful. I mean, a bit unaware from Sen, if I do say so. I mean, I think Sassy was just running up with the drone in his hands, but...
Yeah, anytime 100 Thieves are fighting for an area, if they catch Sentinels players, they're winning. The only way that Sentinels are coming out unscathed is if they are literally not there.
It's the reaction, the triple push through into Art. The Omen ult has to cancel it. He's going to get punished there. Pushed by Zed into the back of the site. In fact, a lot of space given up. Spike's going to be planted. Smokes are starting to fade any moment now. There's one right through the back. Not sure if it's collateral or what, but Second's got the knives and he is hungry for even more. Stella, Derek trying to make the most once more. Sassy in the middle. It is pure carnage. The lockdown, have to respect it though. Back away. It's brought him that timing. Stella should at least be able to get half. No, not even likely. Zekken paving the way for the thrifty win.
Show me the replay of that. I mean, Kalat Sheriff kill, swinging at Secret. What is this?
Oh! Yeah, nah.
So quickly, and then instantly out with the knives for the other two. Beautiful stuff from Zekken.
Yeah.
And that might have just saved the map and halted the momentum there for 100 Thieves. Remember that they force-bought the prior round with double stingers and set their economy up in a terrible spot. Now Zekken has just recovered it all and put the pressure on 100 Thieves instead, who, if they lose this round, a round where they've brought in a Stinger and a Spectre of their own, are going to be on an eco.
There's 2 more rounds. That's all it's going to take for Sen. Exactly right, it's halted that momentum. So I mean, onto the corner, there's a shot darts. Reckon one of the nano swarms, but Cryo's there with the operator in his hands, set up for it. It's 2 kills found, he's looking for the 3rd, and will he find it? Dash is there, of course he will. Consistency. Can't hit the quick scope, but maybe he's just done enough.
Down, B.
He's lifted up to Zekken. It's the last player left alive. Cosmic Divide cutting his way across here. He's got a minute left in the round. Doesn't have to rush into things. It just feels impossible. Cryo. He's done the most, hasn't he? And more.
He really has. And you think back to that opening kill. He swung so wide.
It's very good information. Zekken was just trying to creep and crawl onto the side, but the flash tagging him.
Yeah. It just tells 100 Thieves that they can commit all 3 players here.
Yep. Plant. Sticking it. No. Backing away. It's paranoia in his face. How do you isolate these fights? 100 Thieves. And it's safe and sound, aren't they? Asa now holding for the flash, waiting for the tap here. There it is. Maybe a swing in the face. Not quite. Smoke's going to be fading. And he's second now, and yeah. 2 players. Watching for it. Spacing was good on top.
Awesome round from Cryo, though. Picks up the operator on defense side. I mean, those things go with Cryo. Opping on defense. That's where he finds his most value. But look how many players he peeks into there. And goes fairly wide. Not worried about somebody pushing him from behind. goes forwards, in fact, to be able to collect the third. And Cryo individually improved dramatically throughout the regular season, especially after I feel he really dealt with the psychological side of his game and the pressure piled upon him. The first 3 weeks, he was really rough. And then from week 4 onwards, he felt like he found his form, found his footing, started carrying them in some of the games too. Goes from 0.63 KPR in the first 3 weeks to an 0.84 afterwards. Just massive increases in his fragging, how he was finding those opening duels. Definitely a key piece of the puzzle that was missing early on, but not the one issue with 100 Thieves.
No.
They had further problems, but they're pulling this one back.
You're kind of seeing similar parallels, honestly. First half, it felt like Cryo was quite alone. A lot of the times, deep into mid without too much support, taking fights.
But also with
really
a clear game plan.
Yeah, a clear game plan for sure. But on the defense side now, well, let loose a bit. Getting to the point now where you could almost boil down the map to just that Jet head-to-head. 2 top performers on either side.
Yeah, well, Zekken saved them the last Thrifty with a absurd Sheriff Kalak kill over towards Secret and then a knife pop off the back of it. He's going to get the hero rifle this time. And that means TenZ is not going to have a huge amount of money to work with next round. But there's not that big clash early on. They kind of rotate around the map. Sentinels looking to fight B long as 100 Thieves. Most of their forces over towards A.
Sentinels.
Look at Stella just tucked in this corner.
Tucked into the corner. Zekken so damn aware. Stella dealt with towards the back of the side. There was nothing else to link that one up, so an easy collection of the kill. Bang bringing him down. Smokes in the face, though, makes it hard to get value with the operator.
Marv gets the hero rifle, drops the Bulldog, but no one can retrieve it.
He's alone here.
You should run.
It's a hero position. Lockdown, in play, pull. Where's that one going? He's half onto defuse. He's not facing this one at all. Sticking it all the way to Cove is late. Cryo's found 2, but it's half on it already. Enough time. Oh, no way! Spam down, lockdown, clearing it through. That's a detainment. On to Sassy.
He has recon back in 3.
Shotgun still online, doesn't know if somebody's sticking it now as well. Doesn't really have the same cue. Where's the damage being done here? Half onto the defuse. It's panic being set into them, but it's 100 Thieves who sailed their way through. It's treacherous waters.
The eco rounds are dangerous for Sen because a different player will step up and make the play every time. And Marv there, almost with the winning play for the team. He allowed Bang to get half, and I think that really put them in awkward territory. But he did the best that he possibly could. 100 Thieves, though, what a recovery. From a 9-3 half, have brought it back within 2 here on Pearl.
Can they equalize?
I mean, same stuff again here. Sen, like they did on the Thrifty, trying to push things forwards. That Seeker's enabled for Asuna, but he's on the other side of the map. He's miles away.
Yeah, we're essentially looking at the exact same attack side protocol anyway. This time, though, the Hunter's Fury is thrown into the mix. Shot to landing, TP's to disengage. There was damage done to Bang, but he's out of there. And there's that fast flank again. We know 100 Thieves have been liking towards it.
It has worked for them in the past, but normally they've committed 3 players to it. This time, only 2.
Using the Seekers to make sure that all those corners are safe. Give some peace of mind. Cryo still here as well, watching for a lot of those angles.
Cryo needs to pop knives and go for this one, though. I don't think the op is going to do the work.
What? So aggressive! With no one to trade! There's the collapse! What? It's the hammer and anvil. They strike them down, and they squeeze them.
But I mean, that's not a classic hammer and anvil where there's, you know, some semblance of control behind it. That's like chucking a hammer at somebody. I mean, Cryo just leapt in there with no ability for anybody to trade him and just pure confidence that he was going to break the crosshair placement of whoever was in backside and get the kill on them. Wow, that's explosive from 100 Thieves.
Love to see it. It's those confidence plays. Setting the tone of this one. It's 11-10. One more round for 100 Thieves to equalize.
And look at this economy, broken once more. Zekken, another hero rifle.
The flash whiffs. There's a pull there on top of it. Thieves have to respect it and back away from this one. No command. There's no time wasted. They're just going to try and work themselves into the side here. Also back drone tagging. You have to show the respect. Here's the back of the side. At any moment, it could be a fight just being taken here. Pop Flash plays as well, looking to see if they can claim an advantage. Smokes fading away. Stella, there's one. Gonna grab the second. Plenty of targets. A rich environment for it, and there it is. The 10's falling. Really isolated positions towards the back. It's up to Mars. 6 bullets left in the Stinger. He's being squeezed. You can hear the footsteps behind him, and Pancada left alone to do it. Nana Swarm does not push him off. Damage done, half onto it. It's a double faced up, and there it is. Equalized with the round score. It's 11-11.
The 100 Thieves fans have got stuff to celebrate now. What a recovery this map has been, showcasing why they picked it. It's the aggression, man. It's the way that they're able to combine together with these little 3-person units. The squeeze, immaculate here.
Just patience, played by Cryo.
But also, they're putting so much economical pressure onto Sentinels. Remember, Zekken picked up a hero rifle there. I'm not sure he got enough value out of it to be able to get his Bladestorm online. I think he was 3 away. No, he has got it. Okay, so Bladestorm available.
Exact same play from Sen again. It's the pull and the flash and a dart to punish. And the attempt at grabbing the orbs. 100 Thieves, they have been going for it consistently. Updraft. It'll be offered an opportunity in a chance. Second, he's so aggressive. The dash forwards once more.
But this hold looks weaker for 100 Thieves. Stella isn't here. Cryo isn't here. They can't reactively pop this lockdown.
Oh, the corner! Spam! Yeah, it's Asuna. He's in dugout. Nobody cleared him out. Here's the dog now. Trailblazer. Is there a stun set up? Damage. Spamming with the angles. Plant's still going to go down. An extension forward, but there we go. Smoke phase and Cryo with that consistency. Running forwards. Bladestorm. Zekken. What more can you do? The smoke to reposition. Spots the head. Can't land the shots. And the flash will just narrowly avoid it. High tide. Ripping through. Cove on top of it. It's pure pandemonium. Nana Swarms to try and prevent this one, but Asuna, he's looking to try and get half, spam down into the cove. It's wide open, running out of bullets. It's brought to the 1 versus 1, but brought down nevertheless. Sentinels, they claim that 12th round.
You can sense the nerves and the anxiety here in the way that these players are moving around the map. Just the breaking of the utility, the pathing, it all gets a bit scattered and chaotic in these big moments. But Sentinels hold on, break the streak, and get themselves up to map point. It's been so tight between these two teams all season. Both with a 4 and 5 record, both missing out on playoffs, both getting 10 map wins in the season.
Oh, I mean, are we just seeing a replay? It's the same play.
It worked once.
3 rounds in a row.
But this time Cryo's here, it is different.
Dash is active.
And this time, Derek also has the Reckoning to be able to apply pressure.
There's the dash forwards. Cryo still gets one, but he's traded. Second alive, in the mix, in the fight. Pushing forward. That spike! That is the spike! Turns out it in his back pocket. He's dropped it wide out into the open. Is this really going to be salvaged? A lockdown. It's defensive in terms of the position that's being played. There's a stun. It's a good connection. Flash. Pancada. Playing within the limits of the lockdown here. He's looking for an easy kill, hoping that somebody opened himself up into the sideline, but the spike was retrieved. Zekken backing away now with the plant. They're still positioning towards main, towards Art. Fully grouped up for 100 Thieves. Now the Omen. Ultimate being used here. Bang sticks it. That's a clearance.
They've taken enough time now that Pancada's got a Nanoswarm on the spike.
The Zekken's close here. Needs to get a kill. Needs to get one. Brought down. The reactions from Bang are there. It's a 2v4. It's up to a miracle for Sen to try and deliver it. The finishing blow of this map, it just looks so damn unlikely. Sassy, the pressure is on, and he's met with the firing line. We are going to OT.
You ask anybody at the halftime, apart from the superstitious ones believing in the 9-3 curse, everyone would have said that it was done. It was done. It was over. Sen looked completely in control. Game plan was immaculate. The comp advantage you heard from Finesse. And instead, 9-3 to 12-12. Madness.
Sheer madness.
And Asuna had such a rough first half, and he's recovered it to being essentially a 1-to-1 KD.
Here's the OT.
Both teams had almost the opposite approach to their attack side. 100 Thieves with a massive focus on taking mid-control, but struggled once they were splitting into the sites. Sen just ran execs over and over and over. What will we see in terms of adjustments here?
Same emphasis. It's placed towards A. Farm up the orbs.
Yeah, but now it's the opposite team.
Exactly. 100 Thieves, they were doing this quite a bit. They were initially on the attack side, but it was a much weaker side from what we've seen. There's Spam. Again onto the angle, again onto the corner. Cryo can't even dash in to help his team engage.
The spam from Tens has been immaculate over by Flower. It's like he's just spent hours in server time practicing exactly where to shoot, because he's gotten so many kills through the smokes there. Contact play, though, is a really nice and very different idea.
And why not? 4v5. Got to take some risks towards it, but SEN going to be aware. The knife is good. Gives them information.
Awareness.
They know that Bang now is pushed up deep. Smoke propped up. That is a crazy angle to face. Peace of mind at the back of Ten's head, I think, from the dart at the back, but it didn't clear Bang. And here's the high tide now. Util being dumped forwards. Taro watching for the deeper push. Paranoia there as well. Deep into the corner. The bullet's not landing. Sailing. The haircut applied for Marv.
30 seconds left.
The plant now.
Spike planted.
Round getting into the post plant here. Where's the positioning? Fake with the TP.
It was too passive during regulation from 100 Thieves in the post plant, so I like that Bang's a lot further forwards. Someone needs to be ready to support him, though.
Is that extra level? Smoke forwards here. Dart. Deep inside the smoke. There's a timing to be taken, and Sassy doesn't win the shot. Where did that dart even land?
Right on the edge of the smoke.
That is ridiculous. Quite unfortunate, because Bang's still holding his ground, and the crossfire has made all the damn difference. Marv picking up the operator, taking matters into his own hands, but he's got so much to deal with. The double face-up. It's 100 Thieves taking the lead.
Switching sides.
A simply unbelievable opening to this match. You know, they might have been right. This might be the match of the century.
Yeah, jot it down in the history books. An unreal comeback.
But also think about that recon dart that just lands in the exact worst spot for Sassy to get outplayed.
Yeah.
He's aiming for just straight inside the smoke. And it gets in a position where Bang can play around it on both the outside and inside. So Sentinels were just running execs on their attack side. B, A, B, A. It wasn't working for them. Cryo looked incredible with the operator. Can he finish things?
Yeah, this will be it. A moment to look for! Two claimed with just one bullet. Make it three! He's hunting for the finisher. An ace in the card, stolen away by Stella, but I think he'll be happy for it. It's all up to Pancada. And this will seal it. Map number 1. From the absolute bloody brink, they've wrangled back control. Spike in the middle of nowhere, Pancada. It's impossible. Paranoia, the wide face behind the pillar, he plays it just to try and at least isolate his life. It's not possible. 14 to 12. 100 Thieves taking map 1 in that fashion. Spectacular.
And almost disbelieving smiles on the face of the 100 Thieves players. It's just bewilderment. On the other side, Sentinels left to wonder where it all went wrong. What a comeback. Truly spectacular stuff there. And once more for Sentinels, their attack side fails them utterly. They were having woes in that department all throughout the regular season. Like I said, the first kills never going their way. The game plans looked really rough. And the lack of an IGL, I mean, even when they had Def at the helm, both plans, they couldn't figure out how to attack into teams.
Yeah.
That was definitely the case for both of these squads here on Pearl, but even more so for Sen.
We saw a bit of bewilderment, you know, reaching that halftime point when there was such a score differential with 100 Thieves map pick, opting into Pearl, even during the, the match select with the coaches and the players themselves, you know, it looked like Kaplan was almost a bit bewildered himself. Took off guard that Pearl was picked, but 100 Thieves, they rallied back, they made the most of it. For it, man.
Everyone has been looking forward to this game. NA's two biggest organizations clashing. And they're giving us a show. This is entertaining. You know, Finesse was hyped to boost his viewership numbers. Yay hyped because there's jobs on the line. I'm just excited for map 2.
Yeah, it's been crazy, man. It's been crazy to see it in the series. It's definitely living up for it. We're stepping away, but don't go anywhere. Plenty more of the series left to come.